The markets are very jittery right now, ups and downs, a lot of volatility, but you can get ahead of it. And one such sector to be thinking about is the defensive healthcare sector. One stock in particular that I've been making a move on for a bit of time, and I just kind of keep this off to the side and keep growing it and growing it, is none other than Pfizer, or PFE. Blue chip pharma company, huge defensive positioning type stock. Of course, they manufacture, make, distribute over 300 drugs, medications presently, and over 115 new items in the pipeline that are pushing through. Strong oncology position, and they did put their COVID winnings to use. But there's a lot of dark clouds hanging over Pfizer, and we should spend a little bit of time talking about that. Q1 is looking to be a slow quarter for Pfizer. Those results will come out towards the end of April. I believe it's April 29th. Not expected to be the strongest of Q1 for the company. Of course, you've got the Robert Kennedy Health and Human Services appointment. Not a fan of vaccinations, not a fan of the pharma companies. Some more challenges there. Still, they're coming off that COVID hangover where sales blew up to $100 billion, profits skyrocketed, and then they collapsed all the way back about 50% from those levels and are building up again. So a bit of a COVID hangover still from that era. And of course, the inability or the slowness for the company in releasing its own GLP-1 drug to combat obesity. Other companies have gone way out ahead of it, namely Lilly, amongst some others. So those have been some of the clouds hanging over the company. However, there's still a lot positive going on with Pfizer. This is a company that's down more than 50% from its COVID era highs, and a company that's still going to project 61 to 64 billion in revenue in the 2025 year. A huge progressing pipeline of opportunities with their own obesity drug in the mix there as well, that we think we're going to hear more on very soon. Some analysts are starting to ratchet up expectations on the quiet. Some setting a high price of $36 a share with an average target price of $31 a share. That's up from the $25 range that we're at right now. And all to boot, there's a 6.9% dividend yield on a company that's been continuously raising that dividend. So there's a lot of interesting things or catalysts that are out there. They are using AI very efficiently in the drug discovery process and development process, maybe more so than some other peers in the industry. The fundamentals for Pfizer are really quite strong, especially for a company that's just treading water for what seems to be years. $144 billion market cap. Again, compare that with revenues of expected between 61 and 64 billion for the 2025 year. Solidly profitable, huge cash flow, 13 billion in cash flow is what they're producing, free cash flow. Year-to-date performance down 7%, over the past year down 11%, going over the past 5 years down 18%. And remember, this is a company that peaked out at about $60 a share during the COVID boom years in 2022. So they're down more than 50% from those peaks. So lots of opportunity when you look at a company like Pfizer. There's been a little bit of insider buying in the first quarter of this year, about $500,000 from a director. That's always encouraging to see. And analysts are pegging this at about $30.58 a share is the average, some as high as $36. So that means there's some upward potential in the stock. My expectations is that this can go significantly higher than this, and at some point in the next 1 to 2 years, probably retest those highs. that the company had. I'm looking for good news on the GLP-1 drug. We're looking to get an update at the end of April. And then you can also play defense now. This is a healthcare company. Healthcare companies typically do quite well in recessionary time periods, as there is resilience and strength. People still need their medications, medicines. People still get sick and need treatments. And you're also playing offense because you're getting a company that is quite undervalued at this point in time, and has just been pushed off into its own corner. I see lots of opportunity in Pfizer. I'm presently sitting on 1,740 shares of the company and continue to acquire. And this is also bringing in about $3,000 a year in dividends just from this holding. So I'm a big believer in this company, playing both offense and defense at the same time with Pfizer, looking for a turnaround in 2025 and lots of good things to come. Let me know what you're doing below. If you like the company, if you see the potential that I see, I'm looking for more acquisitions from the company. I'm looking for the GLP-1 obesity drugs to advance for them. I'm thinking that we're going to get through the tariffs without too much more volatility. The company's already sold off with the market. And as Pfizer indicates, they have a global manufacturing footprint. They can shift production to a lot of different places and perhaps come out ahead. I like the company. I like the opportunity. It's posturing and positioning for both defense and getting ready for the offense, and it pays you to wait. Hope you like this. Let me know what you're doing below.